Overusage of mobile phones. Today we are know some of harmful effects of mobiles. Harmful effects of using mobile phones on children. Children all over the world use smartphones for various purposes. Some of them are seen talking to their friends for long hours, while others spend their time playing countless games. The internet is an abode of knowledge for children. It can help them gain knowledge of a variety of topics and also aid them in research for projects. However, this tool also comes the dangers of long-term use or enabling children to get access to unsuitable content for their age. Though the utility of smartphones cannot be debated, continued use and exposure can have harmful effects on the child. Harmful effects of smartphones on children's health that parents must know about bad effects of smartphones on children. Mobile phones may be an easy way to distract children or keep them occupied. However, they come with their own set of vices. Some of the negative effects of regular use of mobile phones include possibility of causing tumors. Now, we don't mean to scare you with this information, but it is good to know that studies suggest a possible increased risk of tumors in those who use cell phones excessively. There is limited evidence that tumors are caused due to cell phone radiation. But as a parent, you may want to limit the time your kids use phones to avoid possible risks. Affects brain activity. Studies suggest that the human brain is sensitive to electromagnetic radiation. However, there is a need for more studies to prove the radiation could disturb brain activity. Since mobile phones primarily function on electromagnetic waves for all forms of communication, even internal, and the brain has its own electric impulses, wherein communication is carried out in the neural network. It could possibly affect the brain. However, as mentioned earlier, more research needs to be done to prove that radiation affects to brain activity. For now, what could possibly affect the brain is the content the child is exposed to and the screen time. Therefore, it is imperative for parents to control or limit screen time and ensure children have access to only certain programs, games, etc. that are suitable for their age. Limited cell phone time won't affect the child's learning or focus on other important things or activities such as studies, hobbies, sports, etc. Lower academic performance. Many children carry phones along with them to their schools, chatting with friends or playing games during school breaks, or even in the class, is increasing day by day. This results in children failing to pay attention in the class, missing out on important lessons, and consequently being clueless about studies and examinations. Possible academic malpractice. Smartphones not only distract children from studies but may also be their tool of malpractices to score well in exams, using the inbuilt calculator in exams where it is not allowed, storing photographs or reference information to cheat in the examination, or even exchanging answers with other students over chat during the exam, have been widely observed in various schools. Such behavior not only affects academic performance but also results in a personality issue. Access to inappropriate media. Like any other gadget, the mobile phone is also a tool and can be used for wrong purposes. Kids could come across inappropriate messages, images, or texts shared by their friends or in the group and further pass it on to others. They can find their way to pornography at an early age, changing their perceptions and thought process, even exchanging images of their own. Irresponsibly can create a fiasco that impacts their lives for a long time. Sleep disruption. Children may stay up late talking to friends, playing games, or scrolling through social media, which over a period of time causes fatigue and restlessness. It also disrupts academic life, as kids are too sleepy to concentrate on what is taught in school. Hence, it has a domino effect that slips into all walks of their lives. Medical issues. With children glued to the mobile phone during their free time, they don't practice in physical activity and get fresh air. This puts them at risk for obesity and other illnesses, which can later develop into harmful diseases such as diabetes and hypertension. Mental health troubles. Children on social media may come in contact with cyberbullies who harass and bully them over the internet. Many children who have been cyberbullied may only talk about their experience much later in life, when the mental damage has already been done. Social media may also induce depression and anxiety when the kids are not given the online attention they expect. Decreased social skills. A child who sees the world in his mobile phone might choose to isolate himself from friends and family rather than making new friends or talking to others. This can lead to social skills being underdeveloped in children, which eventually affects them in adulthood. Bad posture. Some children may sit with their shoulders hunched and head bent, staring at their phones for hours a day. This leads to pain in the shoulders, back, neck, and more in the long run. Posture issues are a huge concern in most mobile phone users, including children. With some awareness, parents can become alert and ensure all or most of the risks mentioned above are prevented for their children. Read on for some safety tips for you to decrease the risks of mobile phones in children. Mobile phone safety tips to decrease the risk. Taking the right measures to ensure mobile phone safety for kids is extremely important while they are growing up. As a general practice, avoid giving cell phones to children under the age of 16. You may stay in touch with the teachers and school staff to ensure your child's safety and health if needed. Some parents may choose otherwise, and that is fine too, as long as the child has no or limited access to content that will take his focus of his studies. If you are worried about the radiation, you may make your child wear a wired headset or limit his talk time when he talks on the phone, instead of holding into the ear. As mentioned earlier, there is not enough evidence to prove cell phone radiation can cause tumors, but if it eases your anxiety. Avoid constantly giving your child your mobile phone when he is in the middle of an activity, as it will only distract him or lead to false injuries. As an adult, it is important for parents and other people in the house to restrict their use of phones when they are around children. This is not only for purposes of avoiding radiation, but to create a behavior pattern as well. Keep your mobile phones safely with you and out of sight of your kids at night. Children may quietly try to get a hold of it without you finding out. Enforce parental controls on your child's phone or any other medium used to access the internet. This will ensure that he does not access information or content that is not meant for his age. Watch how your child behaves when anyone comes near him during his phone time. If he seems uncomfortable or agitated, it may be best to reduce his access to a phone. Choose the right monthly phone plan that gives your child a fair usage limit. Avoid unlimited plans, as they might lead to smartphone addiction in your child.